Hello and welcome to another edition of the Travel Jumble Travel News. So, first off, I want to start with a great, massive piece of news coming out of the UK. Everyone's probably seen it recently in the news. From next week, it looks like a number of air bridges are going to be open to us in the UK so we can have a summer holiday. So, hopefully, that will be announced on the 6th of July. We'll put out a video that discusses that in a bit more detail when that actually happens and give a full list of destinations. So yeah, we couldn't be happier that this is going to start happening. And just to give you an idea of some of the countries that are on the list, some favourites that of the UK, such as Spain, Greece, Italy and France, look like they will be on the list, but there's likely to be quite a few others hopefully available around Europe and maybe further beyond. So we can't wait for that. So the air bridge, what that actually means to one of these countries is that you will be able to visit one of the countries on the list and return, and you will not have to quarantine for 14 days. So that's great news. I didn't think that the quarantine would last particularly long because something like this would come in. So that's great news. You can go away, you can come home, and you can carry on as normal. The whole air bridge system will work around kind of like a traffic light system. So there'll be countries against red, amber, and green. And what that means is if the country's in green, you can travel there and not do the quarantine when you come back. But if there was a second wave, a serious second wave of COVID-19 cases, then you would then likely see that country drop into amber, potentially red, and then you wouldn't be able to travel to that place without quarantining or potentially at all. So let's move on now though to the usual news that we'd like to bring you. So the first bit, as always, is the airline news. So firstly, EasyJet are going to be doing roughly 500 flights per week shortly. That's great news that they're getting started again. They are going to be, during July, going to be raising that by another 50% and 75% in August. It will be, that's not of their normal schedule that they would do during that time of year. That's just based on where they're starting from now. And so there'll still roughly be about 30% of their normal flight capacity that they would be sending out from, like I said, July to September. So it's a long way off, but it's a start and we're actually getting somewhere. And something quite cool is they've teamed up with an illustrator to create some superhero masks for children to wear when they're on the plane. So that's quite cool, and maybe it will make your son, daughter think that they are a superhero just for a couple of hours and helps keep them quiet whilst they're on that flight with you. Australian airline Qantas, they are going to be undertaking a 3-year restructuring of their company, which means they are going to be cutting around 6,000 jobs. So again, another big hit there due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Some good news now in the UK. The Holiday Village company Center Parcs will be opening their holiday villages from July the 10th. So that'll be all of their villages. They've been closed since March 20th. They're extremely popular here in the UK, and they are in the process of trying to get their staff back in. They've managed to keep a lot of their staff on the government retention schemes. So that's good news. And if you are looking to have a staycation here in the UK this year, then Center Parcs could be a great option for you. Another big piece of news here in the UK now, UK sort of holiday camp destination, Ho Seasons and their partner site cottages.com, where you can rent cottages, have seen a huge increase since the government's announcement that UK holidays are going to be starting again. In fact, Ho Seasons saw a 270% increase and broke records in their bookings. They were taking a booking every 11 seconds once that announcement came out, and cottages.com increased around 450%. That's crazy numbers, and just shows you how desperate people are to get away and just have a break. Like myself here, I've been stuck in my house for 4 months, and I have 2 children. So you can imagine, for many of you, some people have it a lot worse than I do as well. Just the need to get away, have just a few moments to relax and feel like yourself again, in a different environment. I think over the next few weeks, especially, that as everything is kind of confirmed and set in stone, those numbers are just going to increase. Wherever there's availability, it's going to be hard to keep that availability. So if you do want to get away, I suggest getting something booked up ASAP, otherwise you may not get away at all. And finally, just to end on the positive, I know I've discussed at the beginning of the video the air bridges that are opening up, which is fantastic, but there are so many other countries, even though we may not be able to visit them at the moment, preparing to open up around the world, in Europe, Asia, Africa, etc. They are going to be ready soon, and as soon as our country says we can go there, they're going to be ready for us, which is great news. You should feel safe in the fact if our government are saying that you can go somewhere, and that is due to they've got the COVID cases down to a point where it's that they're either non-existent or they are so minor that the risk of actually catching it is so small that we should easily be able to go somewhere, have a 2-week holiday, 1-week holiday or whatever, and come back again absolutely safe and fine. So I hope you'll get to have the break that you want, whether that be in the UK or abroad, and you get to have a moment of relaxation. We ourselves are planning to get away as and when we can in the very near future. So let's hope everything stays the way it's going to be and we don't go backwards. But I'm feeling pretty positive. So thanks again for watching, and if you could subscribe so you don't miss out on these videos, that would be a great help to us as well. The more people who get watching, the better for us. And also, if you click on the notification bell, that will mean you never miss out on a video. You'll be alerted when a new video comes up. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. If you would like help finding the best deals on flights, hotels and more, then head over to traveljumble.com, where you can sign up for free. Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more travel news, deals and advice.